welcome. We'll go ahead. If you have anything you want to start us off with, any opening statement, we'll go ahead and then we'll open it up to questions.
Man, just excited to be a Saint, man. Just excited to help this team. Grateful, for the opportunity, and my plan is to make the most of it, and help this team to get to that one common goal.
Chase, welcome to New Orleans. Why the Saints?
Just a culture, man. Just a tradition. Just Saint. It's one of those places that a winning culture. And that's what I wanted to be around, and I feel like this was a place for me.
How do you feel you're going to affect this defense? We kind of know what your specialty is, but how do you feel you're going to affect this defense?
In all phases of the game, man. I'm gonna let my play do the talking, but I definitely want to bring my best and put my best foot forward.
Yeah.
Hey Chase, as a former number 2 overall selection in the draft, defensive rookie of the year, obviously, your play gets put under a microscope when you're a player of that caliber. What do you think is one of the bigger misconceptions about your game that you're excited to prove here in New Orleans?
Really not excited to prove anything to anybody. I'm just going to go out there and be the best Chase Young I can be.
How would you characterize your career so far, Chase?
Injuries that feel like hindered a few things, but it's all good. It's all about the process. All about the journey. I know what I can do, and I'm a man of God. He still give me opportunities to prove it. So we here.
Hey, Chase, I'm wondering how your exit from Washington and your experience in San Francisco maybe provided a new perspective for you last season. Did it give you did that change of scenery help at all, or
I was blessed to be in both spots, man. You know, um, appreciated the time I had in San Fran. But I'm a Saint now, so yeah.
and what did making the Super Bowl do for you? And
Yeah, it was a blessing, man. It was a great opportunity. Um, it was a great opportunity.
Chase, I'm sorry this has already been asked. I got on a minute late, but is there anything about this defense in particular that appealed to you?
Yeah, I mean, we have great defense, Tyron, Cam, Carl, Pete, DeMario. I mean, I feel like it's weapons all over the field. You know, my goal is just gonna be the best Chase Young that I can be. And I definitely plan to add a good piece to be a part of this defense.
Chase, what was kind of your process of picking your spot? Were you kind of studying everybody and trying to make sure you found the best fit for you? And if so, what made New Orleans the best fit for you?
Yeah, just the best fit is I feel like it's very family oriented. Even just meeting the whole coaching staff, everybody was family oriented. I can tell just the workspace it's has great energy. Just everybody walking around and building, smiling. So just feeling the energy, and really just a place where I'll come to work in every day.
And it seems like you're pretty familiar with the defensive roster. I'm assuming you've at least looked at them a little bit. How you feel like you fit in with the other guys, and how can you guys complement each other?
I feel like we're gonna start in practice, doing that. But I'm definitely excited to get around these boys.
hey, Chase, what was kind of the meeting like between you guys last night? You guys went out to dinner and stuff, or how did that go?
Yeah, well, it went great. Went out to dinner. Ate well, had great combos.
Were any of the other players at the dinner? Were they trying to make their best recruiting pitch to get you to sign?
Yeah, it was one there.
There was a report that Tyron was there with you. Is that accurate?
No.
Okay. Chase, when you talk, I mean, you said injuries obviously affected the middle of your career so far in the NFL. What else do you point to as something you want to improve on, or when you reviewed your last season that you think there was still area for growth?
I feel like in every area of my game I can grow. I'm still a young player in this game, to learn and just still on that journey to be the best player I can be.
To take a 1 year deal, I mean, do you kind of see this as a prove it deal, or how do you kind of view the
I
deal
prove it. I just prove it as I'm getting another opportunity to show what I can do.
And you did play 16 games last year, relatively healthy. Did you feel like you that it was a bounce back season for you, or how did you kind of feel about last year overall?
Nah, really, I'm just every time I step in the field, I'm just grateful for, just a chance to do it. All it takes in this league is one play. And I understand that. Um, this organization, the Saints gave me another, opportunity to fight for that trophy and that number one goal. And I'm gonna do my best to make sure they know they didn't pick the wrong one.
Chase, obviously this is the beginning of week 2 of free agency now. What was important for you or important for the other teams to take this much time to make the decision? Did you really want
Yeah,
to go on some of these visits and really?
yeah. I mean, I just realized, this place. I had a feeling. My mom always said, "Trust my gut." Talk to the whole staff, and I just felt like this was the best choice for me.
How nice was it to kind of have that, you were traded last season, obviously, that to kind of have that say of where you wanted to go in your career. What was that process like?
It was definitely different, grown man decisions. Something that I feel like I'm prepared to make. So yeah.
Do we have any other questions for Chase?
Hey, I apologize if you've been asked this already, but getting a chance to team up with Cam Jordan, just your excitement to team up with a vet like that.
Yeah, man, that's definitely something big for me that I'm excited to do. Future Hall of Famer, a guy who I'm gonna spend time with, who I can just absorb the game from. I'm definitely excited about Big Cam. So
Yeah, Chase, just quick question. This is a team that, for whatever reason, always seems to gravitate toward Ohio State players, whether through free agency or through the draft. Was that something you were aware of? And do you have any kind of familiarity with, whether Pete, Marshawn, some of these guys, Chris, that have been here, obviously, whether as teammates or whatever?
yeah, nah, Chris and Pete were my teammates. Marshawn, we still good friends. I know all the Cleveland guys. But yeah, man, I mean, they definitely around here, they talk about how they love Ohio State guys, and I'm glad I can be a part of that.
What was your impression of Dennis Allen?
The coach would, I can just tell he's going to hold me to the highest standard, and I can just tell that's just going to make me the best player that I can be.
Chase, there were some reports about you not only visiting with the Saints, but also visiting with the Panthers. And then there was like an expected visit or something like that with the Titans. Did you take all of those visits before settling in New Orleans, or did New Orleans just present itself at the right time?
I just like the Saints. So, I feel like it was it was what I wanted. I feel like it was my fit, family oriented, great culture, host their players to, just a real good organization.
When you say that when you say that it was a place that you wanted, was it somewhere that you had identified early on in the process, or was it more so through conversation and the visit?
Conversation and the visit, for sure.
You mentioned that family oriented feel a few times. Why was that so important to you?
Because I feel like I'm a family man. I like it. I like coming to work every day. I like, talking to my teammates. I just like that good energy throughout the atmosphere.
How familiar are you with sort of the connection between the fan base and the organization here? Obviously, the organization is very entrenched with the history of the city and things like that. Is that something you're excited about as well?
Yeah, definitely. I heard the stadium gets super loud. So I'm real excited for that.
Chase, you've done a pretty good job of kind of we've all been dancing around this sort of prove it narrative, and that's not something you're interested in buying into, I guess. Why is it that you kind of like don't like being labeled as like needing to prove anything, or you know what I mean, like I guess revitalize your career, or the kind of things we all tend to put into a story arc for you?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like in life it's all journeys. I really don't hear what people say. You can say what you want. I know make a living and get there, people have families. But at the end of the day, I'm a man of God and it's a journey. And we're gonna see. We're gonna see what happens.
And I know Ross asked you earlier about being under a microscope when you're such a high profile player. You obviously have taken a good attitude to not let that affect you. But is that something you've noticed and felt that people love to parse everything you're out there doing?
Nah, man, I've been getting that since college, man. They don't phase me, man.
That's time for one more.
What was your family's reaction? I know your mom and stuff. Just what was their reaction like?
Super excited. They're ready to eat this good food down here. I know that.
Oh, what'd you get at dinner yesterday? Did you get a very New Orleans meal or anything?
I just had to catch it today, just some fish.
Gotcha.
Mhm.
Cool. I think we're all set. Thanks so much for the time,
Thanks a lot.
Chase. Thanks,
Welcome, man.
everyone.
Thanks, Chess.
Thanks, Chase.
Thanks, Jason.